triangles are congruent by using postulates. What in the world is a postulate? We haven't talked about postulates or had that word mentioned in a while. So what a postulate is, it's a statement, pretty much like a theorem, that has been proven, but it's a little bit smaller than a theorem. It's kind of the meat of the whole theorem, and a theorem is a statement that's been proven. So this is a postulate is what helps to prove the whole theorem. So we have lots of postulates on congruent triangles. Here are 4 of them. We have a side-side-side postulate, which is represented by 3 S's. Side, angle, side, angle, side, angle, and angle, angle, side. I'll explain those in just a minute, but I need you to write those down. Now, y'all know that I'm the best drawer in the whole wide world. So I'm going to say all of the figures that you're about to see are not drawn to scale, because even though they say that they're equal, one might not look like they're equal. But that's okay. That's okay. So I'm putting it out there. They're not drawn to scale. So if I say that that's a 90-degree angle because of that box, it's a 90-degree angle, even though it may not look or measure 90 degrees. But we're going to claim it. You can pause at any time and copy. All right. Are they congruent? See my 2 triangles that are connected together? And which postulate proves it? So, little hint, they're pretty much going to all be congruent. Which postulate proves it? So remember, we have side, 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 angle, side, angle, side, angle, and angle, angle, side. So I know that the little markings show me that those sides are congruent. So I have this side and this side are congruent. All right. Now we know by supplementary angles. Goodness gracious, why am I bringing that back up? Because we can never forget it. Okay, we know by supplementary angles that if I have a 90 degrees over here, then I have a 90 degrees over there. So those angles are congruent. Then we also know that since it's sharing this side, it's the same side. So that is equal to it's equal to itself because it's the same thing. If I were to pull them apart, that would be the same measurement. So which postulate proves that these triangles are congruent? Well, do I have markings on all 3 sides? No. Do I have markings on 2 angles? No. But I do have markings on 2 sides and an angle. 2 sides and an angle. Is the angle in the middle of the 2 sides? Like if I were to follow, let me grab another color. Running out of colors. I'll do orange. If I follow my sides, side, angle, side, I'm running into this postulate here. Side, angle, side is what proves this because I have my 2 sides with an angle in the middle. All right, number 2. Well, this one looks easy. It's got all 3 sides marked, all 3 sides marked. So the answer is Side, side, side. All three sides are marked, so we're good to go. Side, side, side postulate. All right, what about this one? Remember, do I have three sides? No. I have two sides and an angle. And my angle is in between my side. Angle is in between the sides. I have the angle that's in between the two sides. See, I told you this is the one that's not drawn to scale because it says these two are equal, but we're going to go with it. So it is side, angle, side. Side, angle, side. Side, angle, side. Follows that pattern. What about number 4? Uh-oh. We only have a side marked and an angle marked. We have to have 3. When I was going over all my postulates over here, not my postulates, but every single postulate had 3. 3 sides, 2 sides and an angle, 2 angles and a side, 2 angles and a side. You have to have 3 in order to use a postulate to know that these triangles are congruent. So whenever you only have 2, there's not enough information. We can't tell if these are congruent or not because I don't have enough information. If I had one more little mark, I'd be able to know, but I can't tell. All right, what about number 5? Here, I have 2 angles marked and a side in between. 2 angles marked and a side in between. So if I have 2 angles marked and a side in between, then it's the angle side angle postulate that makes it congruent. All right, now this one, if you look at the triangles, it says, oh my goodness, I only have 2 things marked. So earlier you said not enough information. Well, this problem's a little bit different. It wants us to label the information needed. And so it tells us that the postulate is angle side angle. So where am I going? I have my 2 angles marked. So where am I going to put my marking for the side? In between the 2 angles. The word side is in between the 2 angles. So my marking has to be in between the 2 angles. My marking has to be in between the 2 angles. Some people want to put it wherever they want to. They just say, oh, well, let me just stick it over there, and that's great. But then it's not by this postulate, the angle side angle. The side has to be in between the 2 angles. What postulate would this be? Trick question. It'd be the angle angle side. See the pattern? Angle angle side. So, but that's not what this postulate says. The side has to be in between the 2 angles. Side has to be in between the 2 angles. Side has to be in between the 2 angles. So then we can tell that that's what's needed for that triangle for them to be congruent.